Hey, everybody. Hey, welcome back to the 53206 cast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Meg.
And Meg.
Yeah.
Is a podcast.
It is.
Today, Meg, I want to talk about two different things. So I'm hoping that we can split the time up relatively evenly.
Great.
The first is you told me that this thing exists that both you and I had never heard of, but makes a lot of sense to me.
Yes.
And it is that you can get blacklisted from the bank.
Okay, so that's not the term at all. But so
Okay.
I went to.
That's a good term for it.
I went to I went to this meeting. Thank you. I'm very tired. I went to a meeting, and they were talking about how they were trying to get people to have, especially like kids, to have bank accounts and their parents.
So this was a meeting for Camp Rise.
Yes.
Camp Rise is a program for like 10, 11, 12, 13-year-olds.
Middle school
something
kids,
like
yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
That can go and essentially, it's actually very similar to We Got This. They go and work, but this is for 4 hours a day, 4 or 5 hours a day for
6 weeks,
6 like 6 weeks. So
6 or 7, yeah.
and then they and then they get $700 something, something like that.
Yeah.
And the amount of money actually changes.
It
I think,
fluctuates,
just based on how much money they bring in.
Yeah.
But one of the things they wanted to do was
So they're talking about how when they give out checks at the end, a lot of people have a really hard time cashing those checks.
Myself included, yes.
But you have a bank account.
I know, but it's always so weird because the check is made out to Dex.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do I sign this? And then he's got to sign it over, but then he also has to be there. And it's like, what am I going to the bank with him?
Yeah.
And where am I putting this money? Like, I don't want to just give it to him.
So a lot of the families, they use check cashing, but they learn in Camp Rise not to use check cashing. So the parents will take the kid to a check cashing place, and the kid will be like, no, we shouldn't use this.
Okay.
Which is like super cool.
It's great.
So they partnered up with Associated Bank, and they have now you can easily get, like, your kid can get a bank account. Like, they're going to have Associated Bank come into Camp Rise, do all sorts of learning about, good financial skills. And they basically had Associated Bank there, and so you could get information on how do you get a bank account, specifically because there are people who are blacklisted from getting a bank account.
Sure.
And so I did not know this. And so Associated...
I mean, I understand. Like, it makes sense. Like, if you, let's say that you overdrafted a bunch.
Yeah.
And then never paid it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that they probably wouldn't want you to go open up another bank account at a bank.
Yeah. And so there are certain banks, and Associated Bank is one of them, that are second chance banks.
Okay.
And so if you have been, quote unquote, whatever the term is, I'm sorry that I don't remember it.
I feel like blacklisted. That's a good.
Everyone knows what that means, at least.
Yeah.
So if you're blacklisted, you could go to these banks and you could, have a bank account. But it was, I think, like, I came home and I was like, I never knew this. I've never heard this term.
Sure.
I didn't know that this was a thing. I always kind of wondered, like, why there aren't a lot of banks in our neighborhood, or why people like look down on banks, or like, but just why people don't have bank accounts. And it was just something that, like, it was like, I feel like this whole world that I didn't know about.
Yeah, I guess I haven't really spent a lot of time thinking about it, but now that you mention it, I do, obviously I've heard that before, whatever, just through a conversation about not having a bank account. But it wouldn't have necessarily occurred to me to think that, well, maybe one of the reasons why you don't have a bank account is because something 10 years ago happened, and you now believe that you are not able to get a bank account.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have that probably wouldn't have crossed my mind as the first thing. I would just think like general skepticism or
you don't trust
mistrust.
The bank account.
Which I can understand that. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't have thought, oh yeah, that's, and I would assume, let's say that you did overdraft and then the fees were just insane, that, like, yeah, you probably would be like, I don't trust you because you gave me all these fees.
Yeah. Okay,
fines.
But when did you get your first bank account?
Well, I did. I got my first bank account. We had some kind of kids bank account through the bank. And then you got free movie tickets if you had a bank account.
Yeah.
So, like, there was like some incentive
Yeah.
to have this bank account. So, yeah, and we'd like go to the movies for Algonquin State Bank or whatever it was. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
But it was like a fun thing that you had.
Yeah.
That, like you had the bank
account.
And
I even remember when we took our kids to get bank accounts, and I think you did it. I don't.
Yeah, I took May. Yeah.
But just like how it was like, oh, this is like kind of exciting. Like we're going to get bank accounts. Like you're a big kid now. You know? Like,
yeah.
But it was just, I think it was so interesting because I was like, I never knew people could be blacklisted from banks. And like, I just never knew this was like such an issue.
Yeah, no, I couldn't speak to the level that this is an issue, but clearly it's an issue enough to where people
there was a 15-minute conversation
promoting
in an hour meeting about just banks and like getting a bank account and how it's important to get a bank account, and
sure.
like again, I feel like it was just like I came home and I thought like, wow, this was just again, like this was something like I never knew was a thing, but it's something that a lot of people deal with, and a lot of people don't have these bank accounts for several reasons, but one of them being blacklisted. Which is just interesting.
Yeah. I was surprised that I had never. Maybe I am just freely sharing my own ignorance, but I was surprised that I didn't. Never knew.
And I talked to your sister, and she's like, "Yeah, I never knew either."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
I feel like she's hip.
She's with it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was interesting. And in fact, I would at some point, not now, but I do think it's really important to teach kids delayed gratification. Mm-hmm. And so I would be interested in developing a program for We Got This where kids didn't get their $20 and instead it like at the end of the summer their total went into a bank account.
And they got like double?
Maybe not double, but
it'd be cool.
Got, some extra. Yeah. I think that would be kind of neat. I don't know the mechanics of that necessarily, but I would say that would be, even then the next step is like, okay, I do want to teach a kid that, you get handed your $20. We had 2 kids lose their money today.
Oh, that's the worst. Because you feel so bad, and then you're like, I can't give. Like, did you lose it? Like,
I don't. We don't give out. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Don't lose it.
It's the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, but it. Anyways, where I was going with that was it. If you can not lose it and you can hold on to it, and then you can also not just spend it.
Yeah.
That you stick it away because you're gonna want.
Yeah.
There's lots of things that you can buy that cost $20 or less. But some of the things you're going to need in the future cost quite a bit more than $20.
Yes,
so
yes.
You stack a couple $20 on top of each other. Buy a car, put gas in the car, even.
Yes, buy insurance.
Yeah, buy insurance, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
but that was just interesting. That I'd never heard. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to say about being blacklisted from the bank?
I think it's always neat to me when I find myself in a situation where I'm like, wow, I never knew that.
Yeah.
I think it's a neat opportunity for us to be able to be in situations where we think, wow, I just learned something new. And I can have more empathy on people, or I can just learn something different that I didn't know.
Yeah, I did have one other thing, and then we can go on to the second one. Hopefully I don't just ramble for the next 10 minutes. But there's something, I don't know what the right word is. Magical, maybe?
Okay.
Like magic about... now, Associated Bank. This is. I'm assuming. I don't know anything about Associated Bank.
I love Associated Bank now.
Yeah, you're a big fan. I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything about what they do. I guess we have had.
We've had volunteers. Yeah.
Yeah, one of our board members for We Got This daughter works there, and so the daughter has organized some work days for We Got This, and they did donate a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it was last year. So I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything. I mean, they're a bank. I don't go to that bank, not for any reason other than when I was 21, I picked out a bank.
Yeah.
And we just go to the same one.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But I do think there's probably somebody at the bank that is like, hey, it is a problem when people are blacklisted from the bank. Mm-hmm. And we've made an intentional decision about being a second chance bank.
Second chance bank. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Second chance
That's
bank.
the term I know.
Okay. So they made an intentional decision to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can make, and I hope that I can describe this phenomenon well. I don't have a name for it. I don't know what it is, but there's some kind of magical phenomenon that happens when you want to accomplish something. So say if you are Dale from Associated Bank.
Okay.
And Dale is like, we really need to have more people participate in the Second Chance Bank program.
Okay. Are we getting to Brennan soon?
We did just watch Step Brothers. That's probably why I said Dale. That'd be really funny if it was a guy like Dale from Step Brothers. Still lives in his dad's basement. Anyways, Dale has decided that Associated Bank will be a second chance bank, and Dale can have all the hopes and dreams of offering this program to people.
Yeah.
But if Dale doesn't combine or integrate those desires and this program into a place that would actually like really benefit from it, it's very unlikely to happen. And I would say, in fact, if you can, continue to, and you can take this and you can use this philosophy anywhere. I think kids should be proud of the work that they do. So we sit them down and we tell them that they should be proud of the work that they do.
Yeah.
After they do work.
Yeah.
I don't go into a school and sit a classroom down after they're doing algebra equations and tell them they should be proud of it, because they're probably not going to actually be proud of it. But if you picked up a bunch of trash, if you cleaned up the neighborhood, if you planted a bunch of stuff or prepped some planter boxes, and you're tired and you look back and you accomplished it, you have a pretty high probability of feeling good about yourself.
Yeah.
And that is, where the pride, that's what the feeling that pride has, is you feel good about what you did. So, Dale figured out, if I can combine my desire to become a second chance bank with a program like Camp Rise, then we're actually going to get people to participate in the program, because his desire or their desire, I don't know. Dale's a made up person. I don't know who did this, but whatever. Dale has decided that they want to do that, and they found an avenue to do that.
Yeah.
And that avenue is going to yield, I think, based on the way that you were talking about it and the interest in the group. Yeah. It's going to, yield some pretty solid results. And then, people will, little Tony's mom will tell Tony's mom's sister. And, whatever. And you could build some traction from there. So,
but I would have to say, like, Dale has to put in the work. Like Associated Bank, they're like going and they're like having a bunch of people volunteer there, and like they're like really, it's wonderful because they're really proud of being so intentional about community engagement. Yeah. And so like, and I feel like it's not like you can just be like, okay, I want to do this. Like you have to put in the work, and you have to like sacrifice stuff in order to get the results you want.
Yes. So, yes. I have to do all the things that I do for We Got This in order to be able to teach a kid to be proud of the work they do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Meg, the other thing, we got just enough time to sneak this in. And this is more of an observation than anything. But the observation that I have is that I think, so, I talk to a lot of people. Sometimes. I talk to people. Sometimes. And when I talk to a person, we are just are wrapping up working on a bathroom in Wauwatosa. We do a lot of work in Wauwatosa. Okay. Very close to Milwaukee. The other guy I work with, like, we like to get jobs in Wauwatosa. It's close to the kid's school. It's close to his house. Yeah. And so we don't have to travel very far.
Works great. Yeah.
So we do a lot of work in Wauwatosa. And when I was talking to this family whose house we were working on, we were discussing how the city of Wauwatosa took forever to give a plumbing permit for their project. Okay. And because of that, we had to wait like almost 2 weeks. Okay. Pretty ridiculous. And the net result of that conversation was very similar to other conversations I would have with people about their city government, whatever, that they were unhappy with it. Okay. They're like, these guys, this is stupid that we're waiting. Why are we waiting? Yeah. All you're doing is running water and putting a drain here. It's not that hard. Yeah. Now, whatever. That I'm not here to talk about building codes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But I am here to say that, for the most part, people don't always love their city government.
Okay, what do you think about your parents and Lake in the Hills?
Oh my God, my dad hates it.
Oh, he does.
Drives him insane.
I feel like he goes out of his way to
just to fight with them.
Things more difficult.
Well, they weren't going to let him build his garage, and then they were, and then they weren't, and then it was like all this back and forth.
Yeah.
And then they were trying to this would be a building code conversation. They're trying to make up, they literally were making up building codes that he was not following. And I mean,
yeah,
this garage, the next time there's a tornado running through, they should just go out to the garage. The garage is great. Just go hang out there.
And isn't it like it's like
bomb? It's going to be.
It's got like a heated floor.
It's great.
It's so nice.
It's
okay.
awesome.
Do you think my parents in Middleton like the city?
I don't know. I've never asked them.
I feel like my mom, she could really go either way. She's pretty opinionated, so
yeah,
she could definitely find some things that she doesn't like about the city. But I don't know that they're real. I don't think they have a lot of opinions about the.
But I just have never met anybody that's like, oh, you know what I love is I love the services provided by my local municipality.
And I think like the bad thing about the city is like you really only notice them when it's not working.
Right. So. Whatever. So where I was going with that is, okay, so yes, I'm sure there are some people that really like it.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that we really actually should love it.
Well, I know when I've had conversations, especially in the last few days and weeks, about the fire hydrants not being
And that's
installed.
where I was. So let's table that for a second.
Yeah.
We'll get to there. So, I don't know that the city government is just funded by the taxes, property taxes, sales taxes, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Some grants, I'm sure. But, they're just doing what they can with the money that they collect.
Yeah.
So if you wanted some other higher level of service, then you have to pay more in property taxes.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm sure they're not always super efficient, whatever. It's a machine-like situation, so it's not super probably thoughtful about what happens, in what order and things like that. But, when I talk to people, I like when I was in Wauwatosa, I wouldn't immediately think random person I meet is going to have a negative connotation with their city government.
Yes.
When I talk to people in our neighborhood,
they have opinions.
They are not positive. I don't know that I have met anyone that has a positive.
Yeah.
That would say you're doing a good. They probably are doing a good job.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I would find anybody here that would say that they're doing a good job.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I would say that, our neighborhood, or probably the neighborhoods closest to ours, have the least or lowest level of satisfaction for their city government than maybe anywhere.
Yeah.
And we were talking about Bayview.
Mm-hmm.
Bayview is it was up and coming.
It's
10 years ago, but it's already there.
It's coming.
It's arrived.
It came. Oh,
it already happened. And I'm sure that some of the people living in Bayview don't like certain things. I think it smells weird down there. They have a sewer problem. But
really?
Yeah, it's got a smell.
Huh. Okay.
But beyond the smell, I think they would say, yeah, it's fine.
Sure.
Trash gets picked up, whatever.
Yeah.
These things happen. But, where I'm going with that is I really do think that this neighborhood, or this the neighborhoods adjacent to this one, I'd put money on that we are the least satisfied with what is offered to us.
Well, and I think they also, people around here also have the least, their expectations of city officials are that it's nothing's gonna happen. I think what I was trying to say before was people, and even teenagers who I've been telling the fire hydrant still isn't hooked up, it's broken. They're like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Why would something work in our neighborhood?
Yeah.
And you just are man, that sucks that your opinion's so jaded. But I'm but you've lived here your whole life, and it actually, you're right. The streetlights don't work. The fire hydrants don't work. The snow plows are pretty sparse, except for on the frontage road. So I mean, I'm always like, okay, well, because they don't care, like we can plant what we want.
Oh, sure.
Like,
yeah, that part makes it nice.
It's fine, but it is very interesting how like even kids have really negative opinions on like just how the city flows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I don't have. I feel like maybe someday we'll discuss that phenomenon a little bit more. But I don't. I would say I think we're pretty close to the bottom in terms of our satisfaction. But I also don't know if we should be mad about that or if collectively like our neighborhood's at fault for that, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I've just noticed, and I feel comfortable saying that it's likely true that we have the lowest level of satisfaction, but I don't know why. And a lot of the things that, a lot of the ways that things are in the neighborhood, you can point to systemic racism, and you can point to a lot of different things like that. I don't think that that's the case.
Yeah.
In this, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'd love to hear if listeners have any thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, because it would be easy to say, well, yeah, this area was redlined, and because of that, it hasn't been, it's been neglected. But I don't know. I'm not positive.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that there's somebody who's like, the fire hydrant on 9th and Ring doesn't work. Let's not let it work anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I will say, a government machine runs like a machine. And when I worked at larger schools, they ran like a machine. And that's fine because you have so many kids that you kind of, in order to be efficient, two kids are in an argument, it's kind of hard to sit them down for an hour and work out their argument because you would literally be doing that all day.
Yeah.
And so you just suspend them and move on because that, will take you 10 minutes where, working out your problems will take you an hour, so I don't know, like if there's a hierarchy of importance in terms of which fire hydrants get fixed or not, but I'm going to kind of say like, well, the one by the garden that's been used as a community garden for the last 15 years, and I'm sure has hydrant access applied for it for the last 15 years.
And, for
sure. We have 186 kids that come out on a week.
Yeah.
And they use that water for all sorts of things, including, watering the plants, but also just like filling up the water jugs.
Yeah.
Like all sorts of stuff. Washing your hands before you go to eat, just like all sorts of things.
Yeah.
I would say like, well, okay, well that would be an important one to make sure that worked. But
and like, especially an area in a food, like, because it's a food desert around here.
It's a food desert and there's like 10,000 square feet of growing space. You'd think you'd want the fire hydrants.
Yeah.
But, and again, like I don't know that it can be like that.
Yeah.
I don't know that it actually could. I would love it if it could.
Well, and it was really funny because one of the teens I was talking to about it today, she's like, why haven't you called somebody about it? And I was like, I have been. Like I have been on it for the last like month. Like when is this gonna happen? When is this And she was like, and they haven't fixed it. Like no, they haven't done anything. Like so, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's an observation. That's something I'm watching. Keeping an eye out on it.
Yeah.
Because I think I almost am like, well, shouldn't this be like the opposite?
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't you be like, okay, well, these are like services that are provided. Like if I'm a renter and I live in a house that isn't worth a ton, I was just talking to a guy today about how much his property taxes are. His property taxes are more than all of our houses combined. And I'm like, oh, that's 7 houses versus 1.
Yeah.
That's a little. I don't want to advertise that. I don't want my property taxes to go up. But
yeah.
I'm like, okay, if you live in an impoverished area and the housing values have been suppressed for a long time, then you're not paying a lot of taxes. If you're a renter, then your landlord is paying the taxes, but you're paying them through your rent, whatever. You would be getting services for, like, how do I describe this? Your contribution to the pool of money used to run all of these programs is smaller than the guy I was talking to whose property taxes were $10,000.
Yeah.
Like he's paying for a lot of street lights,
Yeah.
And we're not paying for a lot of the streetlights.
Yeah.
But everybody puts the pool of money together, and all the streetlights are supposed to.
So his
work.
should work more than ours. It seems like what you
No,
just
it's
said.
not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is like, if ours work, we should be happy that. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, I get what
You
you're
know,
saying.
because we haven't put in as much as
like
this guy's put in.
I do feel like my friend who lives on the east side, Sarah, like you know, when like I feel like she pays a lot in
I'm
property
sure.
taxes, and so I do feel like when there's a street light out, it does. She was telling me how it's out for just a few days or it's out for a week, but it's probably because there's so many people calling on it, and they maybe they know that the streetlights are gonna be fixed, whereas we don't.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. So again, an observation. I'm looking into it. I'm trying to see if I notice anything else.
Yeah.
To draw draw a conclusion or two.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Anything you want to plug? We got to go.
I think the thing I want to plug is for We Got This Community Garden. We're always looking for people to help with snacks and lunches. So if there's anything that you would want to contribute, feel free to reach out, contact at wegotThisMK.com, and we'd love to funnel you to the right people.
Great. All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.